The summer of Smash is coming to an end. Nintendo announces a Nintendo Direct for tomorrow, but also leaking something over the weekend. Thinking emoji. As I talk like William Shatner. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gloves Off podcast, your one-stop shop for Super Smash Bros. News and Super Smash Bros. Accessories. As always, I am your one of your fabulous co-hosts, Master Hand Games Koopa, joined as I am every week to the Terry Bogart to my other character in King of Fighters, whom I'm not aware of, Mr. Chris EX. What's up, buddy?
Dude, Joe. So Joe's a great character. He basically wears like short shorts and he has a headband and like no shirt and other stuff.
He's the tornado guy, right?
Yeah, he's cool. Actually, I think Terry actually has a brother too. I'm almost positive. I forgot. Wait,
I just want to be Rock Howard. That's all I want to do. Okay, he's the coolest. He's the coolest SNK character.
I know we're already off the rails. I gotta look this up. Terry Bogart's brother is the other main character. I know it.
Before we go off the
Steven Bogart.
It's Andy Bogart.
Yeah, Andy.
There you go. You know what? I couldn't have called it any better. But as you can hear, buddy, as a voice in the chat, we were joined by one of our favorites, recurring co-host and host of the Stock Exchange at one point in this time, Mr. Hazmat Rules. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me. This is kind of my first kind of break back into Smash. I've been enjoying since Shine. I've been playing Dota out of my brain. Did you guys know? Let me tell you about Dota for a little bit. I'm just kidding. I would love to sit here and cheer you guys. I'd love to tell the Smash community more about the Dota community and just where they are as an esport. I mean, $15 million prize pool. That's all you really got to say.
That actually sounds like a worthwhile conversation. Not gonna lie.
Maybe for another time. I don't want to hijack. I don't want to do all that stuff. But
maybe for a one-off podcast. We'll work that in some way. But I've actually also been enjoying a bit of a Smash break. I've just picked up Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I've been playing through the Dragon Quest XI demo finally.
Oh, dope! Dude, me too. How far did you get?
I only just recently started, just because I've been a little busy around the house getting some stuff ready. But for some other stuff. But yeah, I've played like a couple of hours so far. I really enjoy it. But yeah, we could definitely talk about that a bit later. But yeah, so pretty. It was looking a little late for a topic earlier today, but then Nintendo kind of dropped topic number 3 into our lap, which was very appropriate. But before we get to the good stuff that you guys are here for, we are here to do what we usually do, and that's wrap up some tournaments. And the Summer of Smash I'd say is officially come to an end as of this past weekend, because we are technically in September now. So everyone's going back to school. Traffic's a little bit worse in the mornings now, which is unfortunate. But that does not mean that the Smash action is any lighter. So I guess we can kind of start by looking at what happened this weekend, because there were a couple of events of note. I think the one with the bigger I think what's the word I'm looking for?
Like the bigger draw of attention.
Yeah, there we go.
Probably Switch Fests. Yeah.
Yeah, most likely there was Switch Fests in California, as well as Standoff in Houston. And Mr. E also won a tournament in Tennessee this weekend, so shout out to that guy. That's my dude.
Wait, he did? Mr. E?
Yeah, he went to some tournament in Tennessee in which I had not heard of, but it got over like 200 people enter.
That's awesome.
And I'm just
way.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's definitely something.
Yeah, that's actually super cool, because Mr. E is one of those guys who's it's like he's product of living in an area that is just insanely good, but he's also really good, so it's like you forget that he's really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, without a doubt. He's like one of the it's definitely like the forgotten sibling at some points, just because everyone else around the product of New York is just so good, but good on him for winning a tournament.
Wanna know who else is a forgotten sibling?
Who?
Andy Bogard. Here's him.
Well played. But hold your horses.
Sorry, I'm excited about that.
We'll get there in a second.
It's tough, man. It's tough, man, when the whole Smash community doesn't remember the more famous brother anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Yeah, shout out to Andy the Hedgehog, Sonic's long lost brother.
Everyone's brother's name is Andy.
It's always the kid from Toy Story.
I don't want to play with you anymore. Yeah. So anyway, so we're gonna get things started with what was obviously the tournament that brought in the most attention, which was 2GG Switch Fest. 2GG. I think this is the second edition of Switch Fest that they've run, and the big thing about Switch Fest is that it's not just a Smash Brothers tournament. It's a celebration of a bunch of games on the Switch. So they had competitive brackets for I think Pokken, Mario Tennis Aces, the new Yu-Gi-Oh game that I don't think you can get unless you like buy it off the Japanese eShop or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, they had like a crap ton of games there. There's a Puyo Puyo Tetris bracket, and
I
like
see they had ARMS. Yo,
the
they
arms.
had, dude, they had Super
ARMS?
Mario Maker too. I was unaware of that. That's a
Yeah,
great
they
idea.
did.
It's cool that they've been doing that a little bit more and more. Like we saw that at the end of Smash 4, like they kind of started doing other games and stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. If there's one way to kind of like pump life back into like a scene that just like might not be that into it, like I think they went the right route by just like adding some fun side events at the end of Smash 4's life. But 2GG obviously they're not hosting it the same frequency as like back when in the circuit era. But whenever they do host events, you're usually in for a fun product, and this is definitely no exception. I'd say the results are definitely jarring, and I'd say the big the elephant in the room we're going to talk about is that America got kind of their brakes beat off a little bit this weekend. So I don't know how you guys
Well, yeah, it looks
feel about
like
this.
Japanese top 4. And I got to tell you, this is like kind of standard for 2GG events. I don't know how they do it, but anytime you see a 2GG event, you're almost guaranteed to see some kind of, multiple Japan top 8. And I don't know, it's pretty great. So this time around, you have Kami getting first, T second, Kome third, and Shuton fourth. And then Light fifth, so that's your highest placing American. And then even after that, I mean, Gluttony he's Europe, so isn't Joker Mexican? Mexico?
He is, yes.
Yeah. He,
you didn't hear that.
my man Hungry Bucks would have definitely laid you out right there. He would have
At least I didn't yell it on commentary.
and
I'm not a famous streamer, so
Yeah.
could be worse.
The Mexican phenom Joker, who good on him, but on the way to top 8, he had to beat our boy Rivers 3 and Knuckles, which made me a little upset. But fun fact, that's what the 3K stands for. I learned that this weekend. I thought James was legitimately joking when he told me that, but the 3K in Rivers 3K stands for Rivers 3 and Knuckles. So
that's classic James. Holy crap!
I was so happy to see him play the game. Can I say that real quick? Because I was, like I said, I've been taking a break, and he's been taking a break too. Us both just playing different games. Me, Dota, and him Fire Emblem, which is kind of hilarious because they're definitely like two very, very different games.
Oh yes.
But it was so nice to see him play. I saw him a couple sets that he played. I think I only watched the sets that he lost actually, but it was still so good, man, just to see him back on the sticks.
Yeah, man, that set against MVD, like as heartbreaking as it was still absolutely fantastic. And
banger.
And James like goes through these stretches where like, he's he knows himself, like he knows when it's time to kind of put the brakes on things, which like I think not many other players can say that they know how to do. Like players will say that they'll take breaks, but they don't really take breaks, and then like it's just this constant cycle of just like being upset with your results and because you're like forcing yourself to play when you should be resting. But like James has obviously been going through a bunch of things, whether it be with his cat and also just like his hand health or
plus like I think traveling's been getting a little expensive, and as we know, James still highest ranked unsponsored player. So
I'm saying so. Please contact James at krios183 at I'm sorry, that's my email address. Forgive me.
Send an offer there. He'll fill out the rest.
Yeah, obviously, but yeah, good on him. Obviously, for even when he's not like in practice, quote unquote, like he's still able to perform really well. We also got to see him play Diddy Kong, which is awesome.
No, it's not awesome. No.
it's kind of awesome.
It's definitely not awesome.
Dude, James,
now I gotta go for. I'm like so excited to jump back in and start playing and going for glory. And all these idiot Diddy Kong mains running around ruining my time.
Just poking your shield with that banana, like
what? So awful, dude. Just so terrible. Sorry, I hate that character still. I love James. You are right, actually. It was nice to see him go back to his old.
It's his soulmate. It's his baby.
Even though I hate Diddy, you're right. I love James enough where I can appreciate that. I'll get over it.
I hate James and Diddy Kong equally, so it's fine. Yeah, so that was definitely an interesting thing, and obviously rounding out the rest of the top 8 is Mars, who's taking for him an uncharacteristic 7th place. I don't think he's placed. I mean, outside of Evo, the 13th placing, this is his lowest placing in a minute, I believe. So, Not really sure what happened to him this weekend, but
Well, did he lose to a Shulk? Because I see he lost to.
yeah, he lost to
Kome.
Kome.
Yeah.
That's the big story. That's obviously the big story of the weekend is that Kome. You know, a lot of people have said that Shulk is this. I don't know, like Shulk is like the best sword character. Shulk is the top tier. Shulk is a top 5, top 10 character, and like
Mr. Potential himself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
He's like one of those characters very like untapped still. I don't know, and he was like one of the biggest beneficiaries in this game. Like they just made him a lot better. They got rid of like all of his issues, which was just like a lot of end lag. Well, not all of his issues, but a lot of them.
Yeah, his frame data was rough. I also think Shulk is like he falls into that category of characters where like the characters that kept him in check just got a lot worse. Like, and he's like that's relatively say like the same. Yeah, like Cloud kept him in check. All like the DLC top tiers kept him in check, and like he's super oppressive like on your shield characters like you know Diddy Kong and the sort like all the characters that like kind of gate kept him like definitely got a lot worse, and also just because of the way how like Monado arts work. Because when I was watching Kome play, like he's so smart at like knowing when to adjust his Monados on the fly, like whether when he's getting hit out of hit stun or just like buy himself some time. And you know, 3-0ing the third best player in the world is like nothing to scoff at. Like that's definitely you know a feat in its own. As we watched the one game that
that he doesn't.
So wasn't a 3-1. Got him.
3-1. No,
yeah. I do love the blue PG jerseys, by the way. Very, very clean.
A little bit of variety. It's nice.
Yeah, but you know, it didn't obviously stop at Mars. He did beat Shuton in winners semifinals. So unfortunate for Kome that he got the dreaded you know, wake it to winners finals to get third place. That's definitely rough because he definitely ran into some rough matchups. You know, because I think Wario does pretty well against Shulk, and Pac-Man is just like kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? A mini game in its own. So
yeah,
it's like
true.
a Belmont, but good.
Yeah, it's something. But yeah, and obviously good on T, or it is T, right? Because I hate that there's a T and there's a T. Like
it's a little confusing.
Motherfucking T.
The period.
I'm going back to Dota. I'm done, man. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so obviously good on T, second place with Pac-Man, a character that's still obviously like you know, Pac-Man's something, man. I still don't know how good of a character Pac-Man is. I feel like the meta will eventually like kind of catch up to him like it did in Smash 4.
We've been seeing a lot of Pac-Man recently, let me just tell you, because at least locally anyways, I've had like 3 tournaments in a row where there's been like a Pac-Man in the top 8 or winning the tournament, and I'm just so confused, but
yeah,
it's good for them.
Pac-Man and Wii Fit, we saw a lot of at Shine, actually. MVD lost to a Wii Fit.
Oh, dude, that Wii Fit's from New Jersey, didn't he?
Yeah, he's sick.
Oh yeah, S to Chic.
That's so weird.
That's right. S ellipses.
Like not like no shade, but typically just like a kind of like a mid-tier New Jersey player. But he's obviously got a really good Wii Fit. But like who knows how to fight Wii Fit, right? I mean,
definitely not me.
That was the thing. I feel like in Smash 4, you got away so much with not needing to learn character matchups. Either A, because your character dumpstered the other characters that weren't great, or B, like they didn't have enough juice anyway. Like Wii Fit in Smash 4 kind of reminds me of that. Like kind of nice, but not really. Wii Fit in Ultimate though is a damn scary character, especially gets the buffs going, starts moving around, starts throwing these projectiles. You have no idea what to do. That character is very formidable in this game, and I feel like we're seeing Ultimate. Like, say what you will about the game, I know some people are falling out of love with it for whatever reason, but the gap between bottom tier and top tier is very closer than it's ever been in any other Smash game. Like,
I think that's why people just don't like it. Like some people are just have this like mentality where like if you're not playing a top tier, then like they're just not having fun. And like I'll like never understand that. Like I don't want to throw shade at anybody specifically, but like it's just something I see a lot on Twitter where people are just like, God, I just wish everyone main top tiers. And I'm just like, well, not everybody has like obviously the same ambitions as you. Like
yeah, I just gotta show you this Wii Fit play. Hold on, this is one of the craziest things. It'll come up. This is actually S. This is the Wii Fit we were just talking about. But like, cause like you don't expect things like this. You'll see it in like not even 10 seconds. So here, get your Sonic. You get knocked off stage. There's a charged sun salutation. Wow. Hold on, get him off. There's a ball. Oh, let me just hit that ball, and you're dead.
I think he or the other Wii Fit did that on stream against I don't know if it was MVG
Welfare Pickles.
or Welfare Pickles. That's right. I knew it was a snake. weirdly had to commentate a lot of Wii Fit versus Snake. Definitely didn't brush up. I'll be honest, I was not prepared to commentate that matchup at top level. But I know the characters well enough.
Yeah,
but like I was not ready to run into that shit.
I feel like a lot of people in general are, and I feel like that's kind of the case. You look at with a lot of these characters, like there seems to just be this like strange, like mid tier, like in the mix of all these top eights, like recently, like. If we're like the top 8 to top 16 range, like however you just like look at these results stack up, like in this case it's Pac-Man and Samus. Like Samus is a character that is getting a lot of attention, like for a negative reason. Like I don't understand why everybody's like so. I mean, I hate fighting Samus. Like that character has been a thorn on my side for years. But like, I still think the jury's out. I don't know if it's just like matchup unfamiliarity or like the fact that there really isn't a character that shuts out these zonings, these like zoners, Samus, like as hard as they did in Smash 4.
Samus is like that character. It's like quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself. Because like when I was watching James like roll into the charge shot, it's one of those things where it's like you could avoid it, but just like if you're not used to just having things thrown in your face the whole time, like you just like I don't know, just keep getting hit by like silly stuff.
Yeah. And the Zaire is so annoying.
Yeah, the Zaire, and then even just like fair, dude. Like you jump and like jump as an option, and then just that fair just hits all over the place.
But Joker kind of had the sauce. Let's be real. He did hit his super missile into down air. Like that clip was incredible.
Dude, Joker's amazing. Like no question about that. But like yeah, it's understandable to get frustrated by Samus. I would say.
Something about Samus fans popping off of these 2 GG tournaments because at Prime Saga, I think back to YB. Going in and mixing people's I think he got 13th or something like that. I don't think he made top 8, but he got like very close.
Even go back to Civil War, Esam's Samus made a splash too.
That's true.
Smash 4 stuff. That's crazy.
Which resulted in one of the best pop-offs of all time. That pop-off is legendary.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Pikachu into the crowd. That's one of the best. That is one of the best Smash pop-offs we've seen. Hey, Rafi at Shine had one of the best Smash pop-offs. I gotta say, that was a great pop-off.
That was good. So. That was in my scrapbook of the summer of Smash. That's definitely gonna be up there.
Off, baby.
Yeah, and I guess we can kind of move away from Switch Fest. Do we want to talk about Standoff? Because I know that was kind of
I think it's worth mentioning. At the very least, mostly just because of like what the top 8 looked like. I thought there were some interesting names in there, and especially as we're starting to see a lot of different like events pop up, and a lot of them doing really well. I mean, you're talking about 3 events. One had like 800 people, or actually, what was the attendance for Switch Fest for? Actually, just
I have this sheet up right here.
447. I got it.
Okay.
And then Standoff had 245, and you guys were Koopa. I think you were just telling me about that event in Tennessee. Was it that Mr. E one that had like 200 something?
Yeah, it had like 260 something, 265. I want to say.
So yeah, you're starting to see all these events everywhere with like a lot of entrants. Like consistently, It's not like you have to focus your attention in one place. So it's interesting because you see like Elegant won Standoff, and I think that's interesting because Elegant's sort of one of those players who really like suffered when his main from Smash 4 just got totally changed in Luigi, and then just like kind of didn't do that well for a while, and then now he's like starting to do well, and like here he is winning, a pretty good sized tournament over the likes of like Yeti, Mutace, and Goblin, who's like actually really good, but kind of just goes under the radar, and that's like why I think like tournaments like these are important. Even like Trella getting 9th with this Hero, no one's grinding out Hero, but like there you have it.
He had a good tweet longer about Hero. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I saw it a little earlier.
I did.
Very
yeah,
detailed.
It was very in depth, and it did warm my heart to see Trella like compete again. Like it's been a minute, and big fan, and I want to give a shout. I believe the guy's name is Insam or Isman.
I think it's. Hold on, let me look. Isman. Yeah.
Isman. Yeah, he beat Schroeder in Fatality en route to 5th place, and I think he plays Luigi and Wario. If I'm correct in that.
God, what a combination of characters to use.
Yeah, two Mario Brothers, baby. As we take a look at Trella's Twit longer.
Yeah, basically.
I only read it in like bits and pieces. So.
No, I mean it's surefire results, and especially like I don't know. Basically the long short of it is he's kind of analyzing like how the character does in these events and why he loses versus like okay, this character's doing well, like plainly.
Just saying, I won Kamikaze Roulette on Nairo's stream last night, so I'm the best hero player on planet Earth.
Honestly,
that's awesome.
So yeah, I just want to. I won a 2 out of 3 too, so I am no fraud. Yeah, but
Did he take you to a game 3 is the question.
Yes, he did. I made a 2-stock comeback, so it's all good.
By the way, Mutace has been getting around. I've noticed, like he's been going out to a lot of tournaments. It's probably that sponsor, but
Thunder Gaming.
Yeah, dude, it's Thunder Gaming.
Told you, bro.
Yeah, and I do want to say that I think this is the first time that like because I know Goblin and Mutace like play all the time because I think they're from the same part of Florida. And I think this is the first time he's beat him at like a PGR tournament because I know they like so that's good on him, man. Roy's a character that I feel like his stock has kind of fallen off the face of the earth. Like not a lot of people are like talking about Roy with the same vigor as they did like a few months ago back when like Freak was playing him and stuff.
That's true.
Just saying, Schroeder almost 3-0'd Raffy with with Roy though, so that character still has the sauce. And I think there's a duck hunt in top 8 if I'm correct in that. Let me pull that image up one more time.
I'm not sure which of these guys.
I got. I'm gonna look for the retweet right now. Hold on. Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, Wisdom. He's a.
Oh yeah, he's sick. He 3-0'd Fatality, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
He sure did, and Shadow PR.
Yeah, and Shadow PR also beat Suarez, which is kind of a.
That was a weird match. I don't know if you watched Actually, that is one of the matches I did get to watch for Standoff. It basically like Suarez SD'd like 3 times, and like that was it.
Boy.
He the game ended on just like a weird air dodge missed ledge SD, and like I don't know. It was very strange. Yeah, basically everyone's just like, oh, all right.
Yep, and obviously the rest of top 8. Yeti getting 3rd place. Always fun to watch. Love Mega Man. Stroder or Strokaze, I guess as he goes now. Used approximately 6 characters, I think. Yeah, 6 characters. And Deluxe Menu, Bowser Main from Houston, getting 7th place. So
I thought he was a New York guy.
Nah, he's from Houston. I'm pretty sure.
Menu? Maybe I'm mixing up with
Chaos.
Maybe it was Chaos, yeah. Because I obviously it's not Leon, but I thought you guys had another Bowser. But
no, we do. The other Bowser we have is Chaos.
Yeah, he's trending at the moment, trending upward.
He outplays Leon. He outplays Leon at one
Twitter?
of our weeklies today.
No.
Like, damn.
The heck?
Yeah,
I've been gone for Smash for a week, but jeez.
It's like insert the community gif here of walking into the room when it's on fire. Yeah, right. So that's it for pretty much all the big stuff. And obviously Mr. E, I think Mr. E beat Sonito twice at this Tennessee event. So good on him. And so the other little topic I wanted to talk about before we transition into the fun stuff is we are at the summer's end. The summer of Smash is, in my opinion, has officially come to a close. Obviously, like there's still no shortage of tournaments because there's DreamHack Montreal happening this weekend. There's Glitch happening the week after that. And then you fast forward a few weeks, then there's Overclock the week after that. If you're, so if you're living in the Northeast, there's a bustle of tournaments, and then there's I think a Connecticut tournament the weekend following Overclock. So there's no shortage of events as the fall, transitions in. But I figured we could use this time to kind of talk about the summer of Smash, and it's Ultimate's first big summer. I think compared to how things started, I think things finished really strong. I don't know if there's any highlights for you guys that you want to talk about. Who are some players that you have your eyes on moving forward? Who are some players that have kind of fallen back a little bit? So,
can I say, and it's not a surprise, but Sam freaking Sora, man, like just that performance at Shine, beating Leo twice, like and losing to him, dropping a set to him too, and bouncing back anyway. The way he adapted, that matchup looked literally impossible for Peach at CEO. And then Sam bounced back and won the entire freaking tournament over MK Leo, who you cannot defeat. Like, it's just not a thing that happens ever. So, and I know that's only a jump from, like, essentially 4th to 2nd, perhaps, right now on the PGR. But I'm telling you, if he keeps it up, Sam could be making a run for the #1 spot. That's how you get it started. So, I've been, I'm still kind of stuck in the time machine of Shine. It's kind of the last place I really checked in. But, yeah, I think Kome, too, for more recent results is a good indicator for some kind of crazy results. You never know what's going to happen. And Elegant too, dude. I gotta say, Elegant. Everyone in the world told Elegant to drop Luigi, but he said no. I'm gonna be stubborn about this, and then he made it work.
Well, speaking of summer, I remember watching him on the side stage, kind of using Luigi and just getting worked at Smash and Splash, which feels like ages ago now, really. And it's just like a totally different story now because I didn't even mention it, but like thinking back to it. Dude, I watched the set of Elegant versus Deluxe Menu from Standoff, and it was brutal. Like, it's just like he has such a command over that character now. It's kind of scary. He actually makes Luigi look like he's pretty good, I gotta say.
I think on paper that sounds like a really bad matchup for Luigi, by the way, because Bowser doesn't care if you get close to him.
I'm gonna see if I find a couple clips from here. It was almost hard to watch.
Yeah, like on paper it sounds rough. Just like not only because if Bowser like anticipates the grab, like he can kind of mess Luigi up, but Luigi moves so slowly in the air that like Bowser can just landing trap him like super easily. But Elegant is also a machine. Like I'm also that's like I'm glad you brought that up because that's definitely one of mine. Like he stuck his nose to the grindstone and continued to work it out with this character when everyone else in the world told him not to. And I think Luigi is like slowly moved up to the ranks. Is like that, he's in the same camp as Falco, where like people kind of forget that this character kind of has some sauce, and you really have to like respect it if you if you get too close. Oh Lord, I just saw the
dude. I'm trying to find this one clip. He basically he does like the Luigi missile. Oh my god, he does the Luigi missile into the side of the stage, and then like he basically baits Deluxe Mania to go down and get him, and then he just kills him like and like at 2% from like a cyclone. It was awful. I don't know if it's in this set or not, but it was it was pretty hard to watch.
That's so funny.
That'll happen with Elegant, dude. I played him at Shine, and I went Richter game 1, and he grabbed me at 0. I was like, all right, so next dog, like, all right, man, you got it. Like, all right, anyway, like,
back to the match.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Look at this. It's just like he's just put on a clinic. Look, he's doing it. Oh wait, this must have been after he already got destroyed by that. Yeah, it was. I think that was the game before this, but you get the idea.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, that's definitely a good choice. I'm gonna go off the beaten path and not be a homer. I'm gonna go with Raffi X because Raffi definitely a much more recent story of success. But Raffi is like, Raffi's he's kind of the low hanging fruit sometimes. Like it's kind of easy to just like meme on him a bit, but he's a really good dude. He works really hard. Yeah. He's been at this for such a long time, and I think he's unless he like evaporates at like Big House or like any other tournaments throughout the rest of the season. Like I think he's pretty much locked himself a PGR spot at this point. Is like 7th at one S tier, 9th at another. Like looking at the quality of wins that he has, like he's definitely like it just proves that like it doesn't matter like how it could be like a 3 years of work, or in his case it's been over like 10 years of like work, considering between Brawl and Smash 4, and he's such a nice guy. It couldn't have happened to a better guy, and I'm finally happy that he's starting to get the work he deserves. And I'm looking at like at the top players right now because like Nairo's definitely righted his ship a little bit. Like he had kind of a rough start to the summer. Smash and Splash didn't go too well for him, and for his standards, CEO getting 7th place didn't really sit well with him. Like he's kind of like barely getting the top 8 slots, or just kind of like slowly missing out. Like I think that kind of definitely hit home with him a bit. And then you'll obviously look at stuff like Evo and stuff, but he's definitely righted the ship since then. I think that 3rd place at Shine it cannot be a fluke. I think he's finally starting to find his confidence with Palutena. So those definitely be my 2 choices right now. He went Ridley. Oh God.
Yeah. Oh, this is why I want here. Watch this. Look at that. That's so terrible.
My God. I saw that actually.
This game was over in like a minute. Anyways, I just really wanted to see that again.
What about you, Chris? What's your
Nairo is actually going to be my pick, mostly because like as you mentioned, he did have kind of a weird start, and there were so many tournaments where he was just playing against so many guys that, like, just like locally, not that, he's not necessarily churning out locals or he's playing against these guys all the time, but still, it's like you're guaranteed to see him either play like James or like Wishes or anyone for 8th place, and then he would get, or for 9th, and then he would get in top 8, and then he would just kind of like have a rough outing against whoever his first round was.
He'd end up having to play like the top player that got upset in winners or something like that, and have to get smoked.
Just a bad run, and it seems like he's sort of gotten past that, which is pretty cool. And then I've also kind of been enjoying just some of the surges of like some of like the not quite PGR level guys who are making a case even locally, like your Nick C's, like the amount of like Nick C VODs I watch are a lot because they're just fun to watch.
That's my guy.
And it's just kind of one of those things like where
Yeah,
it's just
right.
like, okay, here's just like a New York player. He's he's somewhere in the middle of the PR ranking. I think he's top 10 probably in the last season.
I believe so. Yes.
And now he's going to tournaments, like big tournaments, and placing, really well, top 20. I mean, I think he's been getting 13th in the past couple he's won to, including Shine and what was it, Smash, or was it SmashCon? It was SmashCon.
I don't remember exactly what he got at SmashCon, but
I think it was
great.
13th.
Okay, wow, good for him, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. What I mean. So just like you're starting to see some of these guys kind of surge of it, and it's nice. Also, I've been enjoying like watching, like I mentioned him before, Zmudes, getting to see him a lot, and he's always placing really well. So it's like you're starting to just see like more players. Like in the beginning of the summer, it was just not quite like that. You have like your solid four, which have like established themselves, which we've talked about a ton, like your Sams and Tweaks.
Yes.
And, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I still think like those two are like those four people, like Leo, Tweak, Mars, and Samsora. Like those four are definitely still like definitively the best four players in the world. And like, I said it before we did we talked about Shine, but like I really wanted to see how the field responded to how like that happened, and Nairo definitely was the one that responded the hardest. Beating two out of the top four players. And I guess like transitioning into the fall because, we're getting into like there's a lot of tournaments, but in regards to like the big events that are coming up, the only one that really rings home right now is Big House.
As far as like people travel to, you mean, right? Because it's like that's the thing about like the summer is like a lot of people are available to travel, so you'll see them at like all these big events, and then when the fall kicks in, people kind of stay a little bit more local. Maybe you see like one person travel out of region, and it's kind of like a special deal. Like, for example, like when James goes to like the Midwest to win a tournament, or like, otherwise it's kind of like standard, which is I'm personally looking forward to because he starts.
So what you're saying is the Midwest is James's like trust fund or something like that? Like he just goes there to like deposit copious amounts of money.
Talk to Rickles. He's calling those shots, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the actual region sort of develop a little bit more outside of just people traveling, because I think that's when things get really interesting.
Yeah, I think the fall is like huge for regionals, and out of those like flagship events, you're gonna see because I know there's a DreamHack in November, and but DreamHack I still feel it doesn't have like the prestige that like Big House does. Like Big House is one of like the flagship like Smash events of the year, so that's gonna be a fun one. And then, obviously we get closer to the winter. Before we know it, it's going to be December, and then we're going to be talking about, Genesis and Frostbite and all these other events that are huge in the winter. So we're just going to get to go through the whole cycle again, and it's fantastic. So before we move on to the fun stuff, who are the players that you have your eyes on moving into the fall?
Oof. I feel like I'm gonna give all biased answers. To be honest with you, I could almost tell you I hate to do this, but I could almost do the reverse of that because like there has been a few players that were doing really well, like kind of winning your C tiers and B tiers that just kind of aren't as much anymore, or maybe just kind of like dropping games or sets to like people that they quote unquote shouldn't be dropping games or sets to, because there's been quite a bit of that throughout. Like which would include the likes of like I don't know. It's funny is I feel like Esam was one of those people who was like placing really well in the beginning of the game, kind of winning events, and I feel like he's had some kind of modest results from the things he has been going to.
Yeah, he's been doing okay. He's like, but not like obviously the standards that he would like to place at. I think the couple of players that I have my eyes on, like Has brought up Samsora earlier. Like I have my eyes on Samsora because, like he said, like if he beats, he's beaten Leo like 3 times. This season already, like that's huge, and like that's a huge feat in itself. And obviously, winning a tournament over him is bigger. So like, if he can like rattle off a couple more set wins on him, then like he definitely has the pedigree to compete for the #1 player in the world. And like that would be like one hell of an underdog. Like it's weird to call it an underdog story, but like Peach has been like cut at the knees like twice already, and like
she got a couple of nerfs for sure.
Yeah, for Sam to come through and like like reach the apex of the mountain at that point, that would be definitely something. But I'm also looking at players that like kind of have struggled recently. Like I'm looking at anyone that made Snake, because Snake results have kind of like
after they've Dude, do you remember when everyone was winning with Snakes and there was just like Snakes everywhere in top 8? It's just not like that anymore.
I'm sick and tired of these motherfucking snakes on my motherfucking
Yeah,
graphics.
like, it's not happening anymore.
My motherfucking Switch.
Yeah, but like I'm looking at guys like MVD. Obviously, like his results have been kind of lackluster near the end of the summer.
What do
But
you think about like the case of like Void?
I think Void, like it's weird because like Void's obviously like accepted the fact that he's going through a character transition. So like, I really like that he's willing to take the lumps if it means like getting better bracket experiences with a character like Joker.
Yeah.
And I think he said he wants to play like either of the princesses or something like that. So I'm sure he'll right the ship eventually. Like Void's a professional. Larry's someone that I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in the later parts of the year because he just got ninth at Switch Fest, and after his results have been kind of like mediocre, but he's slowly starting to round back into form. There's just so many players, man.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
That's a big suck up for Larry for sure. I agree.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you know what I think is pretty possible because people are actually kind of starting to recognize him, and again, this is more like a little bit local bias, but like Juice is kind of starting to trend upward a little bit. People are kind of starting to notice what he's all about. At least starting.
Bird Gang.
Yeah, dude. Philly in general, because like Blazing Pasta had that great run at SmashCon, kind of brought attention to the region. Then people realized that Juice is a player there, and it's like so that's kind of one of those things. And like he's using like Falco, like that's a character that hasn't really had any big results at all. So
until Juice obviously started like splashing onto the scene with them. Like that, I think that shine is when people were kind of like, "Yo, Falco kind of has the sauce, man. Like this character is busted."
The character is really good.
I've been saying that since day one, bro. I hate fighting that character.
Because everything's multi-hit. You can't do like any of the fancy things in the game. Like you can't parry most of his stuff. Really. Like
Falco's had such a rise in popularity that Light played Falco in a game this weekend. Like that's crazy. So that's it's going to be interesting. The fall is going to be fun, and I look forward to everything because, like I said, we're going to be seeing a lot more regionals where it's like a healthy splashing of top players get flown out to these events versus like the local crowds, like stuff like Glitch and whatever out of state talent decides to travel to Overclocked and all that stuff. So it's going to be fun, and obviously Battle for the East happening in October too. So there's tons of big events that are coming up, but that is neither here nor there right now. But what is here or there?
Oh yeah.
So it's the stuff that we. Yeah. So, it was interesting because I was originally wanted to talk about the leaks this weekend anyway because I usually like stray from talking about this because we obviously we had our fun with talking about girls and robots last week, but
that was fun for a minute. Yeah,
that was fun, but like this was like a legitimate leak that came down like from Nintendo UK, and on the heels of it today gets dropped into our lab the announcement of a Nintendo Direct tomorrow at 6 Eastern. And the thing that stands out to me the most, well, there's actually two things that stand out to me. Number one, Sakurai made a tweet about tuning into the Direct, which was pretty much just like a red flag. It's like, hey, you guys should probably watch this. Yeah. And number two, this Direct is going to be 40 minutes long, which is longer than their E3 Direct. So it's going to be, like Nintendo usually does like, it's pretty par for the course because Nintendo usually does a pretty big like end of summer Direct, like. I think they had like a big Direct in September last year, which people were quote tweeting and being bullies about. I'm one of those people sometimes, but man, fuck those people. God.
The fake Directs.
Yeah.
Not bad, dude. I've done it a couple times. I'm sorry.
I definitely have too. Like I'm definitely.
Just check the date. It's such an easy troll to avoid. Just read the date.
One time I got bodied from one from like 2015. I'm like, oh my god. Like,
that one's on you, bro.
Yeah. Who am I? Like I'm a monster. So obviously I think we can start with the Smash stuff and then kind of transition off to, will we see Bayonetta 3? The answer is no. But
some people really want it, but I don't know.
Dude, same. But anyway, so obviously the big news this weekend is that Nintendo of UK, I believe, accidentally updated their site with what the details of Challenger Pack 4 is going to contain, which confirmed that it was going to be an SNK character, which led the people to, kind of scurry around and think about who it was going to be. The popular ones being Terry Bogard from King of Fighters, and I forgot what the character's name is. It's like, yes, it was Naruto. It's like one of the main characters from Samurai Showdown. It's like this girl with a bird. She's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's like the mascot character for Samurai Shodown or something like that. So like when people saw the trademark for SNK on the bottom of the page, everybody was kind of immediately like thrown to those two characters because like I'm not like super familiar with SNK stuff. Like I know they do like a lot of like I'm most familiar with like Metal Slug. Like I'm not super familiar with like the in-depth of like the fighting games and stuff like that like you guys are.
So the thing about SNK is they were really, really big back in like the 80s, 90s, basically like when video games were becoming new, and they were like a really good like Japanese developer. And a lot of the games didn't even make it to the US, and the ones that did were pretty good. Like for example, it was Fatal Fury, which is now King of Fighters, which is where like Terry comes from and all of that lore, like Geese Howard. And then as you mentioned, like things like Metal Slug existed, and like here I have their Wikipedia page open now. Like you see like all these games they made, a lot of like arcade type games. And then as you see the years go on, the list definitely starts to shrink when you get into 2000s, and then the list kind of just turns into the fighters. Like Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, Capcom versus SNK were pretty popular. And then here's their recent stuff, which is like Taito, which is a different developer altogether, but just kind of working with them. They don't really exist anymore, but like they have like a storied history, for sure. And these games are recent, like King of Fighters, Samurai Shodown. Like that Samurai Shodown just came out, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
back.
back. Yeah, basically, all I was telling you is how like they're kind of like SNK is like a storied developer for a long time, and then now they're just kind of like a couple fighters they have, like King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown. And that's
I feel like this is Nintendo trying to like nuke our VOD for talking about leaked footage.
Like, stop.
Or leaked content. Yeah, but I definitely like defer to you guys on a lot of this because there was another like there's a well-known Smash leaker that like posted a GIF of Terry on like a GameFAQs forum, which led people to believe that like okay, this probably has some legs to it. So it's looking like Terry Bogart's going to be the new character out of the Smash. So I'm not like super familiar with how like King of Fighter like I know when I asked Haz about it this weekend, you basically compared it to just like Diet Street Fighter with how like the move commands work.
Hey, that was off the record. I would never, with a storied franchise like SNK, I would never say that. That is not a fair characterization of
Fake news
at all as an organization.
I mean, they shared a game for a while, man. Capcom versus SNK was lit.
It was enormous, dude. One of the best game soundtracks of all time. So good, dude.
So good.
Yeah, that's where I really got acquainted with them, to be honest with you.
I feel that's where a lot of people did. Like I remember, I like vaguely have memories of playing SNK versus Capcom when I was like a kid at my uncle's house or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So if this really is the case, it's another fighting game character added to Smash. I'm curious how they're gonna differ it from like how Ryu and Ken function because like.
Yeah.
I don't like I said I'm not really familiar with what the gimmick of SNK is because like or like from like King of Fighters is because like with Ryu and Ken it was easy like they just took the focus element from Street Fighter 4 and just like implemented it into Smash. Like I'm sure if Street Fighter 5 came out by the time those characters were added, they'd like incorporate the V triggers or something like that. So like I'm not really sure what the King of Fighters equivalent of that is. I don't know if any of you guys
he has like some
light on that.
just come like kind of standard move stuff. Like he has like a thing where he flies at you with like his like fiery knuckle, and then he like has like a little projectile.
Yeah.
Like he has moves. He's a fighter. You know what I mean? I don't know what this video was. I thought there we go. I was like, give me the moveset. So yeah, like basically he has he has like a projectile. He has like a lunge attack. He has, just fighting game stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like I feel like it would work just as well as you would want him to. You know what I mean? Like there's the aerials, like pretty basic.
So I feel like the community at large is that feel like
they got jumping attacks.
Wait a second.
Right into Smash.
I feel like the community at large is definitely like piffed about this, and I think it's for like a couple of reasons. Number one, like I've been saying it for the longest time. Like I always thought that these.
Oh.
Yeah, like I thought that this character specifically was going to be like kind of close to the vest, where like it was going to be from a developer that already has a franchise in Smash. Like there's going to be another Capcom character or like another, or like another Sega character or something like that. Like from a franchise that was like, easily accessible, and then Character 5 was going to be the one where it's like, oh shit, like who the fuck are you? I feel like people are just mostly upset because like SNK doesn't have that same like oomph that like a Sega or a Capcom or a Square Enix has. So I don't know if you guys feel
I
the
think
same
it
way
was
about that.
just more isolated to Japan is the problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like so it's just like less people know about it outside of like if you happen to stumble across it through like a cross fighting game.
Right.
Yeah, like that's I'm,
That super is ridiculous. He just punches your feet. That's amazing.
funny. What if like Terry like if it is Terry, like there's still some like wild chance that this is all like a smoke screen and Nintendo's just gonna drop a fucking bomb on us or something.
Ukulele.
No, please God, stop.
No, yeah. That was bad.
It's a banjo echo fighter.
Sorry, that was really bad. Yeah, I apologize for that one.
It's okay. We'll forgive you this time.
You edited it out.
Yeah.
I know you can.
We'll chop it out.
But will I?
We'll chop it out in post. But yeah, like there's what's it called? I feel what if Terry has like a proper like FGC like meter where like
Yeah.
there's like obviously he has to like build up a special meter and like that's like how his specials change.
Then I think
like,
people would be really mad because then they didn't do that for Street Fighter characters.
Yeah. Well, dude, but Hero got credit and no other RPG character did.
So I do see it actually being possible, but I still think people will be mad.
People are gonna be. I mean, hoes are gonna be mad regardless.
You're right.
Point like
It's true.
because
When
like,
Hero's involved.
Yeah. Like I feel like what if it's just another one of those cases where like because Nintendo obviously with Hero and Banjo they're obviously favoring to two different parts of the world. Like Banjo being much more popular in this neck of the woods where Dragon Quest is huge in Japan. Like obviously huge in America, but also like super huge in Japan. So like, what if this is just another case where like, you know, they're favoring a legacy character from a Japanese developer, but then like character 5 is like, you know, I don't know, Scooby Doo or something. Yeah, or something weird like that.
Scooby Doo.
Yes.
Like you're. That was your Superman answer.
Yeah, I'll just pick a quick answer. Scooby Doo.
Yeah, Scooby Doo.
So I mean that would be reasonable though, right? So you're taking a character that is like storied in Japan. This is kind of what they did with Hero, and then a character that's storied in the West Coast. They did that with Banjo. So here's part 2 of that. You get Terry Bogard in the East, and then you get Master Chief in the West. It works.
Yeah, and I know there was another leak that came out this weekend too about another character from the NES era that you know that may or may not be confirmed for Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, great pick.
Oh God, it's already starting.
I
take 1 week away from Twitter, and here we are.
Yeah, what has happened? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. And because Sakurai tweeted about it, I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed to probably find out when Banjo comes out because like I think Hero came out in July and there was a Japanese I don't know if you guys saw this. There's a Japanese pop-up ad in a 7-Eleven that showed up like on like gaming sites and it said that the display has to be taken down by the 15th. So, which leads me to, and the display has a picture of Banjo on it, and it leads me to believe that Banjo is going to be released like sometime between like within the next 2 weeks.
Good.
Yeah, which is interesting because they had the same sort of thing with Hero, where like I think Hero was supposed to be like out by like the first week of August, but like he came out on the 30th. So I mean, like it'd be cool if Nintendo just shadow dropped another DLC character.
They
like,
seem to do that. Cool. That's like a thing they do. So, and Ryu Hayabusa that was the character you were going to mention, correct?
Yes, that was the character I was going to mention. So
would be a great addition.
That's a character that's been clamoring about forever. Like we said it off air, but like Ryu Hayabusa is like that, like one of the last characters from that like era of NES games that would just make like perfect sense to be added to Super Smash Brothers. And it's kind of a shame it hasn't happened yet. I still don't know if it's gonna happen. Because I don't know if that's going to have the same... I still feel like Character 5 is going to be the brain melter. It's going to be some character from some franchise that you would have never dreamed to have been in a Super Smash Brothers game. Like, if that's Minecraft Steve, then so be it.
No.
Let's
not get carried away here. Come on. You're doing so good.
I don't know. Some people like Minecraft Steve.
Not Hazmat.
That would be... I'm very, very against that. It needs to be a trade-off. It needs to be a trade-off. Like, they get like everyone else gets Minecraft Steve, and then I get to pick the last character. Like Sakurai, he comes to my apartment. Like we have like a nice light dinner, and then we discuss like the next character. Look what you've done. So let's fix this mess. You've got Steve running around doing mining crafts or whatever the hell he does. I don't even know.
Mining crafts.
I'm honestly like, I don't even know enough about the character. Like, I think it's just fun to hate on Minecraft Steve. I don't actually care that much, like if he gets in or not. But I think it's funny to hate on him.
I could agree with you on that for sure.
It's just fun,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm just at the point because like I said this earlier in like one of my like group chats that I'm in, but like at this point, any other character I get is gravy. I've gotten everything I wanted out of this game, and I think the people that are getting like
Ooh.
irately upset like are just babies at this point.
There's a couple characters I would like to see still floating around out there.
Who you got?
Dude. So another Final Fantasy character with a proper stage of music is probably my number one.
Okay.
Do that correctly. Come on, guys. So
That'll
close.
That'll never happen.
Nope, that one's done. So that's cool. Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's a solid one.
I could agree with that.
A Blizzard IP, which has been rumored a bunch recently.
Yeah.
That was the hot rumor last week. It's amazing how we've gone from Tracer to this. So
it would make a lot of sense, and actually has his perfect first half of this call because Koopa, we were talking about this, where I was just like, good, maybe this will introduce Nintendo to Blizzard, who actually knows everything about esports, and then it'll just change everything. Just because Blizzard is gonna want to advertise it in its like cross promotion.
Yeah, actually, that is a really good point. I didn't even think of that. Dude, put a Dota character in there. There's my ultimate final wish. That'll probably happen though.
When you have Sakurai over for a light dinner, specifically a light dinner, like
like maybe,
nothing heavy. We got some thinking to do. We don't want to do anything crazy.
Soup, salad,
Yeah, nice little light salad, light ranch dressing.
There you go.
Croutons, maybe.
There we go. Big fan. Yeah, I don't know. Like so it's weird because like I still think that one of these characters has to like. I'm still banking on the fact that one of these characters is a female, and I think the easiest way Nintendo could shoehorn that in is if they give Terry the SNK heroine alt, where like Terry is a woman.
Oh right. But that League 2 also had a mech, I think, in there, right?
Yeah. So there's talks of Tron and Diva, and at one point Putt the car.
Dude.
That was. I'm down with that though. Could you really get mad if that happened? Is my question.
I'd be so confused. I guess
you hear me laughing? I
can't
get mad about that.
Dude, I feel like you might be mad after it's settled in. Here's this fucking car in this game.
And now you're gonna play the audio back at me like, dude, you can't get mad. You said you wouldn't. And you're like,
he's like, yo, you're actually mad. Yeah,
it got me again with the audio.
it would be like that big tank that's going into
Blaze Blue Cross Tag. I forget what it's called.
That's so damn hilarious, dude. The DLC era we're living in is ridiculous. Like not just in Smash, but like Tekken having Negan and Noctis from Final Fantasy in it.
Yeah, Soul Calibur getting 2B.
Yeah.
Injustice getting the Ninja Turtles and all these horror movie IPs. Like
it could really be anyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're right. There could be a total brain melter in there.
Yeah, that's why like I say this all the time when we do this, but like I'm never once gonna I'm done predicting what Nintendo's next move is gonna be, because like I know for a fact that like once they put Cloud Strife into Super Smash Brothers, like all bets were off. Like
that's true.
It's like that was the one for me where it's just like they can literally put anybody in this game.
Anything can happen, yeah.
Yeah, and they've put literally anybody in this game. Like I thought Banjo was kind of like the last like hurrah for that this will never happen characters, and even that happened. So like at this point, like I know nothing. Like I'm still banking on like turning on my PS4 at 6:00 tomorrow, and Nintendo opening up, and there's just like I don't know, like a birthday cake that's like has a gun or something. I don't know.
A birthday cake with bro. You should make a game. Look at all these characters. You got Scooby Doo, birthday cake with a gun.
Dude, birthday cake with a gun is.
Birthday cake with a gun is dope. I have a new DLC character that I really want.
Yeah, it's a new like alchemist like cream Pokemon from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh, nice, dude. I actually like that thing.
Yeah, big fan of Alcremie. but I saying that name out loud makes me sick. So
That's weird.
yeah, we shall see what happens, but I am anticipating that at the least we're getting a Banjo release date, and I think he's coming out within the next couple of weeks. So which would line up perfectly with how they want to release their DLC. So and we're because I think the one thing that set people off is that like people were like looking at the date of when they were saying that this character might be released. And they're like, oh, all DLC out by February 29th of 2020. And they're like, there's only 28 days in September, but spoiler, it's a leap year this year.
Ooh.
Oh.
Get woke. But shout out to that guy. Yeah, shout out to that guy.
Say that to us.
Yeah, I'm spoiler. I just did.
I'll DLC my way out.
All I'm saying is, rip that. If this turns out to be an SNK character, rip that guy in Nintendo UK. Like, that's so somebody's
kids aren't
fired.
going to private school anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so on the other side of just like the non like Smash stuff, like this is a 40-minute Nintendo Direct, and it said they were going to be focusing on stuff like
It's Luigi's Mansion,
yeah,
Pokemon.
Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon.
Which
so
is
there anything you guys like are anticipating to see like out of like the non like Smash stuff?
I would love some more news on Metroid, even though they've said that that's just not going to happen for a while. But like, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Be much appreciated. I don't know, dude. Have you played the Metroid Prime games? Cause
oh no, sorry. I was just saying. I'm sorry. I was thinking my own
good.
choice. I was not doubting your.
I was gonna say they're pretty
apologize,
good.
That's not what I was saying. Sorry, that's not the angle I was going for.
Canceled.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you guys? Are you Are you firmly a believer that Bayo 3 will not be shown tomorrow?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know enough about it to comment. If I had to guess, I'd say no, just cause like I feel like that would be pretty big news.
Plus, I just came out with Astral Chain. That's a platinum game, so I feel like they might be quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm anticipating like in regards to the Pokemon news that we'll probably see what the starter evolutions are.
Ooh, you think so, huh? I am excited for the Pokemon news. That is true.
Yeah, like I think that's like kind of the next big step because I just realized that it is September now, and Pokemon Sword and Shield is supposed to come out in like a little over 2 months now. So I feel like they're gonna. And before they revealed the last, yeah, I think by the time Sun and Moon came out, they had already revealed what the starters evolve into. So I feel like we're at least gonna get one, like we're gonna get like one stage of the evolutions. They'll probably show us more of the region, probably another battle gimmick or something, and that's what I'm banking on. And I don't know what else I can show from Luigi's Mansion 3 that's gonna make me still buy. I'm already gonna buy the game. So
yeah, same.
I love
Luigi's
Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah,
they're pretty good games. I don't know if you've played those, but they're pretty good. The first one's amazing. I thought the one on 3DS was really good, but some people didn't.
It was good. It was too different. Like it felt very. The thing about that made Luigi's Mansion 1 great is that like you really felt like the environment was just, like so. Yeah, just yes. But like you really like felt immersed in your environment. Because like I also really like the idea of like trekking through this old house and like finding all these new areas within it, and I just felt like very like segmented and like
well, it was
pulled away from the second game.
To be fair, it definitely was because it was like stages, and to be honest with you, that's the same argument I make for like Mario Galaxy versus Mario Galaxy 2. Literally, like the same argument, where like Galaxy 1 was like big and open, and you're in outer space, and you're a plumber, and it's like, wow, why am I in outer space on these planets? And then it's like the second one, you're just in worlds, and it just is like a regular game. And
yeah,
I get you.
I feel like it's easier to get away with that in a platformer than like a puzzle game though, because like that was like super like fun for like Luigi's Mansion is essentially a glorified puzzle game. Like you're just like kind of sort of like certain aspects of it. So
yeah, that was that's like that horror formula they did because that's how like Resident Evil started too. That was like very puzzle, but you got lost into thinking it was another game because you're shooting zombies every couple of rooms.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I love Luigi's Mansion. Hopefully they'll show some more stuff about Link's Awakening. Just like there's so many games coming out to like I just want to get. And,
yeah, dude, but that's the thing is like Dragon Quest is like a 80-hour game. I want to play that. I'm already like 10 deep. I want to kind of see that through. It's a pretty damn good game.
When's that full version come out? That comes out soon.
September,
right?
Very soon actually. Damn, I forgot we're already in September.
Yeah, it comes out.
Dude.
Yeah, I just dawned on me that I lost my Pro Controller, and then I saw that they have like a Slime Edition Pro Controller, so I definitely might have to like spend some money. catch me rolling up to my local Smash tournament with a fucking slime in my backpack.
Is it the 27th? That's not as soon as I thought it was.
Oh,
the
yeah.
27th? The heck?
That's like the
24 days. I'm gonna forget who all the characters are by then.
They should put Sandy the dog in Smash. I'm just saying.
I forgot about it, Sandy. Unicorns, my favorite enemy. Bunnies and unicorns, I think is what it is.
That's so good, man. It's like Avatar levels of like name creativity where they just combine the two animals. Like,
fuck it, yeah. birthday cake with a gun might pop up at some point.
Yeah, you know what? And yeah, with Scooby Doo. So
It's
you know,
Scooby-Doo.
when it happens, you know, don't act like I wasn't here to brace you guys.
Dude,
for
if we get Scooby Doo, I at least hope we get Shrek. Come on.
We're going down a weird rabbit hole here. Like,
yeah,
let's be realistic.
Have you guys seen this Shrek as like in the dog racing show?
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm about to change your guys' life. Hold on.
This podcast took a weird turn.
Yeah, this is worth it though. This is like probably the most worthwhile thing you're gonna do all day.
Oh, I waited till 11:30 at night to do something meaningful with my day, so that's good.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but this is probably my favorite video on the
Oh
internet.
What do we got? Oh yeah, this is 10 out of 10 entertainment. Yeah,
Dude,
this
yes.
is very good.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Like whoever did this is a fucking genius. They should pick it. I would pass my character selection to the person that made this video. And I hope they would put Tiny Shrek in Smash.
No, Shrek's like a me brawler class, or like there's medium Shrek and then there's tiny Shrek.
Dude, I had a Shrek me.
Oh my god, I'm not surprised. I'm in a bad relationship with Shrek this week because I accidentally tweeted that I like Shrek 4 when I meant to say I like Shrek 2. I messed up, but so
is there a Shrek 4?
Yeah, it's awful. Don't
What?
watch it. Yeah. I don't basically like Shrek goes like back in time, because he gets like bodied by Rumpelstiltskin or something like that.
Time heist.
Yes, exactly.
But with Shrek.
Yeah, it's Avengers before Avengers was Avengers.
Shrek Avengers.
So I'm trying to think like what else could potentially show up tomorrow, because the weird thing about these Nintendo Directs is that there's always this one like offshoot of something that like or like there's always a game that pops up and we're like, oh yeah, like
it's tomorrow, right?
Yes,
yeah, tomorrow at
the
6.
4th. The 4th, right? Okay.
Yeah, and there's like tons of, and like it's 40 minutes, so it's gonna be like packed to the brim of whatever. So
that is the thing about the directs that I really like is, dude, I mean, I love Smash. Obviously, it's my favorite game of all time, favorite game series, all that good stuff. I've spent more time in that, thinking about and playing that game than any other game in the world. But I love the Nintendo Switch. The library is so good. They're importing a lot of really good games that were on the Wii U that I didn't want to play because they were on the fucking Wii U.
Yeah.
Like that's just a fact. New games coming out look amazing. I'm excited for Sword and Shield. I know people have their reservations, and
I'm very excited.
It's fair. It's fair to be, to be picky and to be a little, nitpicky with your favorite franchise. It's totally okay, especially when they're making big changes that they're making. But I'm excited for it. I just want to sit back and enjoy games, and maybe that's just me becoming an old man and like just accepting like, all right, you know what, like this is good, or I don't know, man, like I don't know, I'm excited for more Switch content is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I like looked at the backlog of games that I have right now, because like I have this Fire Emblem and I have the DQ11 demo, so that's at least like 5 million hours of gameplay that I have to look forward to the next few weeks. But like I also have the Ace Attorney trilogy downloaded that like I'm looking to replay.
Dude, I gotta play that.
Yeah, I love Ace Attorney, so like that's one for me to like replay. And then obviously all these new games are coming out, like Luigi's Mansion and Pokemon and what's it called? Like I know like the Doom franchise is on like the Switch. There's a whole bunch of games that just came up for the Switch and I want to play, because like I either didn't own a console to play it, or like I would have to play it on the Wii U, which piss.
Yeah, it's urine system. Yeah.
Warm urine. Like I still have Final Fantasy 7 and 9 downloaded, and I have not touched them yet. I have like 0 time. So
that's the thing. Yeah, like as excited as I am about all these games, it's like realistically, like I also want to play a ton of Smash. Like that's a huge. I need to study Smash. I need to be good at commentary and like decent enough at playing, so that idiots can't beat my ass and post about it on Twitter. Like I have to be that good at least.
Yeah, you're the gold standard, man. Like I was slayed by that commentary slayer, man.
I
you
have
now,
not.
so.
I have not played since Shine, so I think I'm gonna be doing. I'll be a glitch. I think you will be as well.
I will be, yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was a Strippy finally.
Entering Squad Strike, so.
Me too, dude. So I'm excited because I'm gonna probably at some point this week I'll probably jump back into Smash on the heavy. So
Let me know if you want to play. Well, we'll do.
yes, yeah, hell yeah, man. I gotta warm up. I gotta figure out who my third character is. So there you go.
Yeah, same.
Simon, Richter, and Ken.
Did they make an Echo Fighter rule? I'm not sure.
They should. I think the rule should be everyone is considered an Echo except for like
Pichu and Pikachu, or like Dr. Mario and Mario.
Isabelle and Villager are fine. I don't think they're technically. No, Doc and Mario are technically not Echoes.
Yeah, but like some people would like make an argument.
I think.
Yeah.
I think what RJ's been doing is basically if on the character select screen, if they show up on the same tile, then they're considered an Echo.
What? So
Oh.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean that's his rule though. I agree.
RJ.
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 Also, I can't be positive, but is Dr. Mario and Mario in the same tile?
No, they're not.
Okay, I really didn't think so. For some reason, I just had a moment.
I heard someone like try to make an argument to like, no, you play as Doc and Mario. I'm just like, you're a liar. So like, I need you to stop.
I gotta tell you, I'm not really familiar with that character select screen at all. So I've literally never used it. It looks terrible.
Yeah, I've used it like once as a joke, and I'm just like, this looks awful.
It looks so bad.
Yeah, I think my three. I'm using like Palutena, Bowser, and whoever a third character is. I'm taking auditions right now. But yeah, I guess we're pretty much at the end of the rope right here. So what's everyone's hot take for like the Nintendo Direct tomorrow? What's something that like you like? It's not gonna happen, but if it did happen, you'd be hype about it.
I'm gonna say not a hot take, but I'm gonna say lukewarm take. Pokemon fans will be upset after tomorrow.
Honestly, yeah, that's a good place to start. What about you, Chris?
Take right there.
I think geez, I don't know. The problem is like I'm gonna say that I want things that I know aren't gonna happen. Like for example, like I would love to see like you guys you mentioned ports before from Wii U, and I'm thinking about Platinum Star Games kind of done with their big project in Astral Chain. I'm like, what if they just kind of keep their name out there? They just like did a port of like Wonderful 101. Like what if they just did that? Because I don't know if you guys ever play that game, but it's really good.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a really good game.
I just wish it wasn't on the Wii U.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the only issue. Wonderful 101. It's a really good.
Played.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of it actually.
Well, yeah, because
really?
it just kind of got lost on the Wii U's like library. So it's just like I would almost really like to see stuff like that. As far as like new games go, I already kind of mentioned Metroid Prime. I don't expect to hear anything about that for a while though.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So it's funny, like games that like I want ported to the Switch because I was on Wii U and I couldn't play it. It's whatever, I forget like what that proper name of it is right now, but like whatever SMT Crossfire Emblem ended up being, like I forget what the name of the fucking game was, but like it was like teased as like Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem, which is like
I do remember that.
Dude, what happened to SMT that was supposed to be like a quote unquote like almost launch game for the Switch? Remember that? Like it was like a trailer and all this other shit. Like they teased like the next game in the series was essentially going to be on the Switch, and they just haven't said anything about it in so long.
No, that's weird. So my hot prediction is going to be, I think Nintendo's going to bring Rare Replay to the Switch, to kind of tie in with Banjo, which I think would be really cool.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, I don't want to have to buy an Xbox One to play Banjo-Kazooie again. Like, absolutely not. Get out of my fucking house. Like, please don't.
Well, you know what you can do.
Sorry, lost the happy, but the happy's back.
You know what you can do is
Microsoft.
Like, dude,
that's my thing. Let's see what else. Maybe probably more footage of Sonic at the Olympic Games. I guess.
Oh, God.
Dude,
real talk. That game actually looks like it's gonna be pretty.
It looks kind of good. I don't really need to see more footage.
Come on, man.
Moving on.
Yep. All right, fine. Actually, I mean, the gifs are pretty hilarious that are coming out of it.
I just like the fact that you can play as like the 2D sprites in like certain mini games.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Like, I think that's super funny.
It's charming.
Like 2D Sonic racing against like 2D Yoshi. Like it's so stupid.
Yeah,
I would have never wished for it, but I love it.
It is definitely stupid. You're right.
I got a hot take. Ready?
No, Chris, I think your microphone's doing that thing again.
Hold on.
Thing again.
And he's back. Doing the thing again.
Yeah, there we go.
All right,
You're
cool.
back.
Anyways, I was gonna say is here's my hot take. It's gonna be a Super Mario RPG. What they're gonna do is they're going to announce
Whoa.
it coming to the Switch, and then they're gonna announce Geno.
Oh God.
I'm joking.
I was like,
Yeah, right.
drinking the wishes Kool-Aid. As much as I wish that was true, it's just.
I gotta tell you, I mean, not to bring down some wishes, and hopes and dreams, but like, I don't know. I just why
wishes. That's funny.
I just can't, man.
Yeah, I don't know,
We're
man.
too
It's
far
not gonna-
removed.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it for what we had on the docket today. So obviously next week we can kind of break down this Nintendo Direct to a fine powder. Maybe we'll have Banjo-Kazooie out and we can talk about it, and then we can. Yeah, if Banjo-Kazooie comes out between now and the next podcast, I'm definitely dragging James by like the ear to like come and talk about it, because like there isn't a bigger Banjo fan on planet Earth than Rivers 3000. So
I can't hear his tag without thinking about Outcast.
yeah, but anyways, shout out to James. So anyways, that's gonna be it for us this week. And obviously, if you guys want to keep up with us on the social medias, you can follow us on Masterhand Games which one is it? Games or gaming? I don't remember.
Twitter's games, everything else is gaming.
Gotcha. So you can follow us on Twitter at Masterhand Games. We'll post the VOD link to this, as well as our various other things that we do throughout the week. Obviously, we host tournaments in the Super Smash Brothers area. We got some cool stuff in the pressure cooker right now that we're going to try to implement.
We kind of do. I got to tell you, I've had like so much inspiration the past couple weeks, and I feel like kind of motivated to get started on it. Yeah, there is a lot cooking, and I feel like we've been kind of routine in what we're doing, and I think the routine's been good. We got monthlies, we got a weekly, we probably have another weekly starting very soon. We're getting players from all over the state and beyond, all that kind of stuff, and I feel like it's almost become a little too routine, so trying to shake things up a little bit moving forward. But yeah, so you can definitely follow that Twitter. Check out the YouTube. In the meantime, it's mostly VODs and these podcasts, but that's probably going to change. Probably will be adding some content.
Sometimes the occasional shit post, depending on if I forget what account I'm on at that given time.
Yeah, I love a good shit post.
Yeah, but anyway, speaking of shit posts, you can follow me on Twitter at Koopa NJ. I'm taking kind of like a small travel break for like the next like week, obviously, because Glitch is coming up in a couple of weeks, and that's going to be like the big, the probably like one of the last like big tournaments that I travel to the next few weeks. So, or at least for this, for this month of September, or actually no, what am I talking about?
Glitch has really that tournament's really blown up over the past couple weeks. There's a lot of people going.
Yeah, Nairo signed up. A lot of players in the top, top 10 and top, on the PGR in general are signed up. But yeah, I got, I'm going to Glitch next week. I'm going to Overclock the week after that. So September's pretty busy, but for the most part, it's nice being able to like, just drive somewhere on a weekend, not having to worry about taking a plane somewhere.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, luckily you live in like the Smash Bros. Capital of the world for some reason.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, Northeast U.S. is like that's it.
New Jersey, Northeast America, U.S.
Well, I don't know, man. That's just what it is. I wasn't even gonna say New Jersey. I just mean like this region, like including MDVA. Like they're still in the Northeast U.S. So
technically, yeah, that's true. So what about you, Mr. Hazardous? The good people find you.
Twitter.com, Hazmat Rules, those stuff. Hazmat Rules on Twitch, all that good stuff. I've been playing a buttload of Dota. I'm literally playing a game right now. So
nice.
taking all my willpower to not yell mean things at my teammates.
That's my favorite thing about listening to you like play Dota in the background, because
lose my mind.
Yeah, just like it's like that one SNL skit with Peyton Manning like yelling at kids.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you want to lose?
That's fairly accurate, yeah. But I'll be back on the Smash grind very soon, so I'm excited about that, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And I couldn't have asked for a better. We couldn't have asked for a better co-host this week, just to kind of talk about the King of Fighters stuff, if it may come to fruition tomorrow. Because by this time tomorrow, we'll definitely know, and the internet, there'll probably be memes aplenty by the time the podcast rolls around next week. So anyway, that's gonna be it for us.
Yeah, man. So again, if you like the podcast, tell your friends, drop a like, all that kind of stuff. Definitely helps with the visibility. Other than that, yeah, we'll catch you guys next episode.
Another time. See ya.
Bye.